Hi, we're Nick and Sean, and we're in Queenstown once again. On this trip, we check out beautiful Millbrook Resort, take an epic helicopter ride, and visit the town of Glenorchy, the remarkable ski field, drive the Crown Range Road, and take a look around Queenstown. Good morning from Millbrook Resort, beautiful little town of Arrowtown. We're back down in Queenstown for a few days. Sean's got a conference. I get to skive off and look around. And so this morning I'm just walking around the property. The sun's just coming up over the mountains. It snowed from the last week or so up on the mountains, so it's looking all very beautiful. It's about 3 degrees Celsius this morning, which I think's about till late 30s, 40 Fahrenheit. So just going to have a wander around. I've taken some pictures as the sun's coming up, and the place is looking just spectacular this morning. Millbrook is a golf and lifestyle resort set on 350 acres close to Arrowtown in Otago. The area was originally established as a wheat farm called Mill Farm in the 1860s gold rush days. In the early 1900s, Millbrook was a camp for the Wakatipu Mounted Rifles, and in World War I became a camp hospital for injured soldiers returning home. In the late 1900s, the Eshel family established the luxury Millbrook Resort. Millbrook is still expanding with 2 fully operational 18-hole golf courses and a number of new residences. You don't have to stay at Millbrook to enjoy the facilities, so if you're in the area, pop in, walk around the beautiful grounds, have a coffee at the golf club. Beautiful spot. Just looking a little bit stormy out over the mountains here. We might get a bit of snow later on in the day. And I don't know if the camera's picking them up, but you can see the lights on top of Coronet Peak from the snowmaking machines. They've been going all night. The first week in July, so they shouldn't need them for much longer. There'll be plenty of snow at some stage. Found myself a little friend who's ambushed me on my morning walk. Stealthily watching all the birds that are around. This is our room at Millbrook. Sorry I forgot to film before we messed up the place. Get a nice walk-in wardrobe, fluffy robes of course. We had a nice view over the golf course, but it's way too cold to use the balcony. So we turned up to lunch today at Sean's conference, and we knew the organiser had some sort of special surprise planned. We thought we were going jet boating, but we're excited to learn that we're actually going on a helicopter tour. There's 60 people, so we're going to need a few. Can't wait. Oops, we're off. I was expecting the other guys to go first. Right, we have around 10 minutes to have a look around. Need to get myself unstuck from the snow first.
Yes. Can you just go down that little bit of rock here?
So from looking at the map, we seem to have flown up around Coronet Peak. Then we've come around over the Shotover River. We're now descending into Ben Lomond Station. So welcome to Ben Lomond Station and Moonlight Lodge. We flew up in this little beastie here, stopped on the top of a ridge, had a glass of champagne, froze our butts off, but it was amazing nonetheless. Just stopped in here for some mulled wine and a Southland delicacy called the cheese roll. Being an Aucklander, I've never tried one of these before, so there's a lot of hype, and we'll see how good they are. About 60 of us. There's 10 helicopters still dotted around the place, parked up. Most certainly a beautiful part of the world. Ben Lomond Station is owned by the Fosters. It is a 33,000 acre station running 7,000 sheep and 200 Angus Hereford cattle. You can stay here at Moonlight Lodge, or there are 5 A-frame chalets further down the valley. It would be a great place for a work or team building retreat. You can walk, mountain bike or 4-wheel drive into the lodge, but getting here by helicopter would certainly be my first choice.
suppose there's a local you didn't notice. Watch out. Yeah. That's the hardest part. Hello.
People oogling in here for ages. There's a lot to choose from.
So no trip to Queenstown is complete without a trip to our favourite bakery in the remarkable shopping centre, right by the airport.
Horrible. Don't want one.
So conferences and work are out of the way, so we're just heading out of Queenstown on our way to a little town called Glenorchy at the northern end of the lake. It's a pretty drive down the lake at any time of year. Glenorchy borders the Mount Aspiring National Park, so it's a great place for hiking trails and outdoor pursuits. The Dark River is a major feature of the area, and a long time ago we did a jet boat tour on the river and really enjoyed it. I think we might be too late to grab a tour today.
Next trip 1 o'clock, Mr. Glenorchy pub's pretty good too. It's not a bad little spot for a quiet lunch or a bit of a dinner.
Glenorchy is possibly most famous for being one of the filming locations for the Fellowship of the Ring, Peter Jackson's first Lord of the Rings movie. The small settlement of Paradise seems to be the setting for most of the film sets. Glenorchy's spectacular scenery has also featured in Vertical Limit, The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian, and the X-Men Origins Wolverine movies. Talking about filming earlier, some of you might recognise this bridge from the New Zealand drama series aptly named One Lane Bridge. Okay, so we've driven out to the start of the route burn track at the Glenorchy end. If you remember a couple of episodes ago, we were at the start of the route burn track at the Tiano end. So if you want to walk so many k's, this is where you'll end up. Yay, kids!
Do not feed the kids. Do not use your drone.
Can't use your drone anywhere in the South Island. Now the water's super clear. You can almost bet it's super cold as well. Well, we can say we've walked the route been track. Just won't tell anybody it was only the first 100 metres. Sadly, no Kias to play with today. I'm back to the car. Just can't get enough looking at these snow-capped mountains. It's just beautiful. So this is the trailhead for the trek to Lake Sylvan. Starts by crossing the river on the swing bridge. Not quite sure what they were thinking when they got to the other side, whether they ran out of swing bridge or didn't have anything to tie it to, but it's a bit interesting. Usual self-explanatory dock signage. Sean's found himself some ice. He's freezing his fingers off.
Bit of time.
These walks would be beautiful in the summertime or even in the winter if you had the right gear. Fortunately, it's a bit late in the day, so we're not going to do the walks today, but we'll walk across the bridge and have a look. See what the river looks like. Great little dock campground here at Lake Sylvan. Little areas you can park your RVs in, camper vans. Most have got picnic tables. No hookups, but there's toilets. Okay, time to head back to Queenstown to our new accommodation. Shame we didn't have more time to look around. It's definitely worth spending some time down here exploring more of the area. So as soon as I can find a light switch, I'll give you a tour of the room. At least we've got a view of the lake. Oh, find it. This is our view out the window. None too shabby. Step up bedroom. Beautiful king size bed. Got a bathroom. Little bath. Amenities. So we actually booked the Doubletree Hotel on the Kelvin Peninsula, but we got upgraded to the Hilton, which shares the same property right on the lake, so we get these epic views. Just heading up the road to the remarkable ski field. I'm going to spend the day up there sightseeing. Don't know that we'll be trying skiing. Good morning. morning from Queenstown. Pulled off at the chain fitting area to take some photos. Some spectacular views of Queenstown in the distance and the mountains with the snow on them.
Looking down on the airport and watching the planes take off, quite interesting too, sort of being above the planes as they're going out. It's absolutely amazing.
So we're going to head a bit further up the mountain, possibly have a play in the snow and do some sightseeing up there. We'll catch you soon.
Thank you. Cheers, eh?
This is a remarkable ski area. 385 hectares, 468 metre vertical drop, 4 chairlifts, 4 conveyor lifts. There's rentals, lessons, toboggans, sightseeing. And when it all gets too much, there's a restaurant, cafe and 2 bars. We don't ski, so we were going to get the sightseeing pass. Unfortunately, that's not available today, so we'll just have a look around where we can. As you can see, we drove ourselves up the mountain today, as the snow level's reasonably high. But there's a parking area at the bottom where you can catch the shuttle bus. Or if you're staying in town, you can catch a bus that leaves the centre of Queenstown and stops at various accommodation venues along the way. The ski field is generally open from mid-June to mid to late October, depending on how much snow is about. So down one mountain and up another. We're heading up the Grand Range this time, through the switchbacks we travelled on one of our previous episodes. We're going to drive the loop to Wanaka and back to Queenstown. This is the summit of the Crown Range Road. We pulled off to have a look and parked facing up the mountain alongside a few other vehicles. But shortly after we got out of the car, the Aldi beside us started sliding backwards on the ice. The guys managed to stop it and we've all moved because it's pretty slick in the car park. Park sideways, just to be a bit safer. Okay, quick look around and another car sliding through the car park, so we're going to get out of here before any damage gets done. The iconic Cardrona Hotel, built in 1805. Been there ever since. We've stopped at the Cardrona Distillery and Museum, just across the road from the Cardrona ski field. We were hoping to do a tour, but they're full today, so we just did a tasting of whiskey, vodka and gins. Some very nice and interesting flavours, so worth a look if you're coming through. Oh, is it? Banana rum.
Butterscotch too.
This is the bra fence outside the Cardrona Distillery. You can leave a donation for the Breast Cancer Foundation if you wish. A monetary donation, that is. Or you can also leave a bra. It's a bit weird. Back in Queenstown and heading up Bob's Peak. Going to have a look around and a couple of luge rides. Sorry about the sideways footage, had to poke the camera out the small window in the gondola.
Illusions balloons.
Some more beautiful views down the lake. And in the Kiwi tradition of throwing yourself off things, you can bungee or bridge swing from the platform up here. Screaming mandatory, of course. Yeah. There's plenty to do up here to fill the day. The luge is fun for both kids and adults. And as you've seen, the bridge swing and bungee, paragliding, also access to mountain bike park, walks and hikes, cafe, restaurant and gift shop. And of course the epic views in the gondola ride. Yeah, we've just stopped at the Shotover River for a look at the jet boats. We've done the Shotover jet on a previous trip, but you do want to barrel along the river and jet boat. Millimetres from the canyon wall. This is definitely worth it. So we've come down off the gondola and we're just wandering around the Queenstown business and shopping district. Wandered around the waterfront. Unfortunately I thought I had the camera on a bit earlier, but I didn't. So I didn't catch much of the waterfront this time. But we'll wander through the Queenstown Mall, you can have a look at that. This is Lake Hayes with some perfect reflections in the background. The sun's going down now and it's time for us to head to the airport and back home again. It's been great sharing the last few days with you. If you enjoyed our video, give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. We'll try and get away on more adventures later in the year and show you a bit more of New Zealand. In the meantime, take Take care, friends, and we'll see you in the next episode.